Hello again and welcome to another video from the Marketing Study Guide. In this video I'm going to have a look at the metrics that you need to use to construct the BCG matrix. Luckily there are only two, but we need to just work out how to calculate them. One is the growth rate of the market, and that goes from, on this side, from low to high, and it can be negative. Okay, so we're going to have a market in decline. And the second thing is our relative market share, which runs across this way, and this is the small end and this is the large end. So the matrix is a little bit inverted in that regard. Okay, so I'm just going to use some simple numbers here. So to calculate relative market share, our formula is for what our strategic business unit or our firm or whatever the starting point is, what is the market share, our market share, divided by our largest competitor. So I've got, to make it simple, I've got three companies here, A, B, and C, and their market share 50, 30, and 20. Because firm A is the market leader, they need to look for their largest competitor, which is number 2 on the list here, which is 30%. So this 30 comes up to here, because that's the market share of their largest competitor, and then they divide it 50 into 30 gives us 1.6. So that's the number we're looking for. It's not a percentage. It's a number with decimals on it. So that shouldn't be structured as a percentage. Firm B and Firm C, again, they need to look for their largest competitor. And for every other firm underneath, if there was more, the largest competitor is the market leader, which is Firm A. Their market share is 50%. So this 50 comes here, and it would continue down if you had other firms involved. And it's 30 divided by 50 gives us 0.6, 20 divided by 50 gives us 0.4, etc. And depending upon the growth rate of the market, they're going to be stars or cash flows. We know they're going to be on, the strong side or the weaker side of relative market share. Okay, now if we do this and we follow the way this matrix was developed in the 1960s, there will only ever be one brand that has a relative market share more than 1. Now I have another video that talks about whether we should change that and allow more firms to be over that side, but I'm just using the original construction, which means we're only ever going to have one cash cow or one star, one of those only, in any industry or any market that we consider. Okay, and the reason for that was it used unit market share, and unit market share was a proxy of your competitive advantage in terms of the scale of the business. So the more you sold, you got more experience, you got economies of scale advantages, and that gave you a cost leadership position. And the argument was that can be only one player who has that cost advantage, such as a Walmart in supermarkets or something like that. Everybody else has to compete on differentiation. That may not be as valid today, but as I said, please check out another video of mine on that topic. Okay, the second one is the market growth rate, which runs up and down the matrix. And that's just simply how many unit sales again, were in this market this year versus last year. And it's a pretty simple calculation. We work out unit sales each year, and we go, okay, that's growing by 5%, that's growing by 20%, so that's going to be a star or a question mark. And as I mentioned before, you could have a market in decline because markets eventually decline, and even if it's in decline, it's still going to be a cash cow or a dog. Okay, we use year-on-year growth. So every year whenever we look at the BCG matrix, we need to re-look at this number, and obviously we need to look at our relative market share. But this number will keep evolving, and that may give us a little bit difference of where we are, and it may be helpful to track that portfolio. For example, if it was a question mark and we were trying to move it across to being a star, are we doing that? Or is it becoming a dog? So tracking the BCG matrix over time can also be helpful for strategy and monitoring performance. Okay, so there are two tables that we constructed, and Firm A, I said, was a star or a cash cow. based on its relative market share because it was superior to 1. And because it was a 5% growth, it's either a cash cow or a dog. And I put those two together and I work out that A must be a cash cow, B must be a question mark, C must be a dog. And I plot them and they look like that. So we've got the relative market share more than 1. These, you can see we're down to 0.2 here, so they're all sitting in there. Minus 20% growth rate, 5% growth rate, plus 20%. And I've just got the circle sizes different based on the market share. Okay, so that's how you would work it out. Please check out my other videos in the BCG matrix and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.